So our next segment is going to be another chapter spotlight, and you're in for another treat. So this will be another reflective activity, which is fantastic. And for this one, there will be a recommendation to grab a piece of paper. And I will pass it along to Natalie Kuhn.
All right, hello, good late evening, many time zones across all of us. So excited to be here this evening in my time zone in New York City. My name is Natalie Kuhn, and I'm one of the 3 co-founders and chapter reps for the SDN New York chapter. I want to give a huge shout out to my co-founders and chapter reps, Kathleen and Antonio. And I want to share a couple notes about our chapter before jumping into reflective activity together, just so you get a sense for who we are, what we've been up to. So this is our 3rd year of organizing and hosting events within the New York City area. Our events are always the 2nd Tuesday of each month, and since March we've moved online, which has been actually great. We've been able to expand our audience and meet a lot of new folks. So welcome to anyone who's been joining our events. Most recently, we've covered the topics of equity, inclusion, and impact, design governance, and how to thoughtfully create it, as well as how to apply service design within a financial institution. So that's a little bit about us. And now I want to give us a moment to reflect on this past year. I know it's only October, I guess we're not quite at the end, but I just wanted to give us some time to take a deep breath and think about anything that we've learned about ourselves, about our communities, about other communities around us, things that we might want to grow into, things that we've just learned. So I'll start with that deep breath. So I'm going to ask you all to take a deep breath in. So if you want to breathe in, hold it at the top and breathe out. If that wasn't very relaxing because I was leading it, you could take a second deep breath on your own. I clearly need a deep breath during this time. And then I'll ask you to grab a pen and paper, but I want to give you the instructions first. And I actually have Kathleen in the chat on your end in the Brella app that might be able to drop in the instructions after I finish going through. So you're going to fold a paper airplane. I might walk you through some of the steps. You might know how to do it. And you're going to think about one fear and one hope that you have from your 2020 experience. And you're going to write your fear on the left wing, and then you're going to write your hope on the right wing. So those are the instructions. I'll give you the option if you'd like. This is a quick spotlight. We just have a few minutes, so don't leave the computer screen because we'll transition to our next talk soon. But if you want to turn on a little bit of music for a couple minutes, I will walk through the steps of making a paper airplane for those of you who've never done that before. So I'll do a few of the steps, but feel free to grab pen and paper or pencil, whatever you have, and we're just going to take a few moments to do this together. And again, you can go off a little bit if you need some time on your own. But yeah, so paper airplane. It's been a while. I had to remind myself and look it up. So I did it before, prototype, test and learn. So you'll take your paper airplane or your paper and you'll fold it in half. It's okay if it's square. It doesn't have to be perfect. This is more reminding us of what we used to sometimes take to get around the world. And then you'll fold down 2 of the corners, so it'll start to look like this. And then you'll fold one more time, so it looks like this. So again, doesn't have to be perfect, but if you can try to fold, again, a thing that we used to take often to get around the world. And then I'll give you a few minutes. I'll stop talking for you to just record on, again, the left wing, a fear, and on the right wing, a hope for the future. All right, so I'll bring you guys back. Hopefully you had time to write one fear and one hope. And I'd love if you could just share your hope in the chat. If you feel comfortable, I'd love to think about something positive, maybe. Maybe it's an unpositive hope, I'm not sure. But if you could drop your hope in the chat and just get a sense for what others within the service design community are hoping for coming out of 2020. And then finally, just one more gestural element to this. I want to take your paper airplane, And as kind of a cathartic letting go of your fear maybe, or sending your hope out into the world, I'd love if you could just take your airplane and why not just throw it across the room when you feel comfortable. And that is our New York chapter spotlight. So I'll pass it back, and thank you so much for having me. And yeah, I'll see you later.
Thank you so much, Natalie. That was such a beautiful excuse to stop and reflect. I did mine as well. I don't know if I do it right.
Looks great.
These local SDN chapters are incredible, and there's such an inspiration for how to get the local community mobilized, and all the great things that can happen. So thank you so much. It's been really great to hear everyone's stories and see the different perspectives that they take.